Is 2026 exciting enough for you all? We're only almost 2-3 months in, and we've invaded Venezuela. We've invaded Iran. We're teaming up with Israel. We're bringing justice, or you could say anything. Some people would say demonic activity across the world. Some people think that we're doing evil things. Some people would think we're doing good things. We're doing the God things. We're all over the map. Everybody has a different opinion, especially as we are more and more united with Israel. But over this weekend, what happened is people are just questioning, is Benjamin Netanyahu alive? That's been the biggest news for me. And then also, late Saturday evening, Tucker Carlson released the video saying he is under investigation, or he thinks he's going to be investigated for the CIA reading his text messages, things that he had shared with Iran, and he might be in some hot water. Is anything actually going to happen? Because from the White House, the administration, they're saying nothing. What Tucker has said, they have not acknowledged it or accepted that it's true or anything like that. So maybe Tucker's getting ahead of the game. Tucker is a shrewd operator. I would say that. He's a very shrewd operator. He knows what's going on. He's been in the game for a long time. Well, first of all, I want to take a look at a couple clips, because the biggest news for me is Benjamin Netanyahu, Bibi, or maybe I should just say Bibi. Is he alive? Because he's been releasing videos from his account, and people are saying they're AI generated. Let's just take a look at this. This is Bibi at a coffee shop in Israel. But then everybody zoomed in. Is that coffee? Is it not going over? Is this AI generated? He's very comfortable with the coffee. And then there's been that, and then another one was released, it looks like 14 hours ago, and this is, people are saying, this one is also AI, or is it? It looks so real. We're already in this phase where we don't know what's real and what's not. But right here, you can actually see in just a second, the clue that it might be AI generated is with Bibi. His ring is on his finger, and then it's off of his finger, and it goes back on. It disappears, comes back. So you can see that in just a second when he's going to reach forward. You can see the ring. He reaches forward, it disappears, and then it's back on there. So it looks. I don't know. It looks. It gives the telltale sign of being AI generated. And then, so I hope he's alive. I know a lot of people think that he's Hitler. A lot of people think that he's evil. And I tweeted this weekend, I am starting to like Bibi Netanyahu more and more. I've liked him for some time now. It's been since October 7th, 2023, that the whole world has turned on him, because there is this propaganda that it just wants to paint him as an evil man, paint Israel as an evil nation. What they're doing over there, I'm not getting into everything that's happening over there. I'm not going to go into detail about all that. Overall, generally, I support Israel, and I stand with Israel, and I stand with Bibi Netanyahu. I think he is doing the best he can for his country, and it is wise, if we're going to be smart about this as Americans, to stand with Israel. It's going to be in our best interest, and you're going to see this grift that is happening. There's this major grift that people are just jumping on the bandwagon of hating Israel because it's popular, it gets views, it gets attention, but it's going to eventually fizzle out. It will, and then everybody's going to have to eat crow and come back and tell us what you really think. But I do want to take a look at this. Tucker Carlson, which he released over the weekend, Saturday night. From the beginning, we're going to speed this up a little bit, but I want to hear from Tucker what he is alleging, what he is alleging, what his alligators are saying. Let's hear it.
Preparing some kind of criminal referral against me. So the other day I found out that the CIA is preparing some kind of criminal referral against me, a crime report, to the Department of Justice on the basis of a supposed crime I committed. What's that crime? Well, talking to people in Iran before the war. They read my texts. So the crime under consideration apparently would be the Foreign Agent Act or something like that, acting as an agent of a foreign power.
Who has told him this? Because nobody else besides Tucker. Tucker is the only one that has come forward. And I know he might be just getting ahead of it. Somebody might have leaked something to him. He has ties to the CIA himself. His father was in the CIA. He knows a lot of people. So he knows what's going on. But he's also this type of person that he knows whatever he I was going to say that what he texts. I don't know why I was going with teaks, but whatever he texts, it's going to be visible to everyone. So him tweeting or posting or anything like that, putting stuff out there, trying to get ahead of it, maybe he just knows that he had connections with people in Iran, and the speculation is he tipped the supreme leader and that government off, the mullahs or whatever, and gave them a heads up that you're safe. Donald Trump is not going to attack you. He kind of had some insider knowledge. This is what is the speculation. And then Donald Trump was playing almost some 4D chess and gave that knowledge, or gave that deceived, or just like kind of let Tucker run with this, kind of like send him down a wrong road, and then let him tip the Iranians off to let them feel secure, and then we bombed them. Almost use Tucker. This is where it's kind of going. I don't know if this is gonna come to fruition for anything, because it sounds like as of now that there's nothing there, and almost that Tucker is just, I think he's just feeling a little scared, feeling a little conspiracy minded. That's where it feels like it. But I did tweet myself and said, as a Christian, I wish nothing but the best for Tucker Carlson. I hope that there's nothing wrong. I hope he's not in trouble, because I'm on the opposite side of him with the whole Israel thing. I am. But as a brother in Christ, as a Christian, I want nothing but the best for him. I think he is going down a bad road, a wrong road. But if he's going to land up in prison, in jail, I don't see that happening. But I don't want him to get into hot water. Honestly, I really.
And I don't expect this to go anywhere. I'm not too worried about an actual criminal case against me for a bunch of reasons. One, I'm not an agent of a foreign power. Unlike a lot of people commenting on U.S. politics and global affairs, I have only one loyalty, and that's the United States, and have never acted against it. Its interests are the only interests I care about, because I'm from here and I have a lot of kids. So that's not a concern. I've also never taken money from anybody. Don't need it, don't want it. And that's...
Yeah, there's where this is going to go. I don't think there's really anything there. I don't think there's anything but when Tucker released this, then you can see that somebody came out, backing him up, and it was Candace Owens. She tweeted immediately after that, "If they come for Tucker, we ride at dawn." Really nothing else to say here. We're not doing the gulags 2.0 with these Bolshevik descendants. Candace Owens is extremely off in everything that she's doing right now. It's almost scary. It's almost scary. And I there was a while ago, there was a poll that somebody put out there, and it's like, who's the most dangerous thing to America right now? Is it the Iranians? Is it, I don't even know, global warming? I don't even know what it was. It was giving some options. What is the biggest danger that we could be experiencing as a country right now? I had to say it, Candace Owens. She is being used as a massive psyop to the American people right now. And I don't know if she's being, as a useful idiot, this is happening with her, or she's just believing it. I do not think that she is herself just creating this and running with it, because she's making things up as she goes along. It does seem like she has a vendetta against anyone that opposes her. If you get on her bad side, because Matt Wallace, he put, that's his name, right? Matt Walsh. Matt Walsh. He put out a video a while back kind of defending Erica Kirk and opposing some of the things that Candace has been saying. And it was really respectful. It was extremely respectful. And he went point by point through the entire thing, just showing why Candace is going off into things and why things that are happening with Erica Kirk can be explainable. Candace Owens is now going at Matt Walsh. And it's like, he couldn't have done it more respectful in raising his concern and talking about this. But what Candace Owens is doing, anyone that goes against her, she just wants to utterly destroy, chew up, and spit out. And it's scary that this woman has so much attention-seeking power, or whatever it is. She draws you in. Like there's like you like a moth to a flame. It's something because I mean I'm pretty caught up on all the episodes, and it's not and it's almost this just like I can't stomach her, but I can't turn away because I like, what are you gonna say next kind of thing. So her standing up for Tucker, that was pretty rich. You know, we ride at dawn. I think everybody made kind of a funny joke about it, a meme about it. Like, what does that even mean, Candace? What is it? We ride at dawn? You know, she says the most crazy, flamboyant, flagrant things possible that it's like you can't take her seriously. There's nothing you can really take seriously. I take Tucker Carlson seriously. I take him seriously. I think he's going off on a very dangerous road right now. And I think a lot of people are buying into this. This whole just almost hatred of Israel, and it by extension goes to Jewish people. And it's a very dangerous road, a very thin balance beam that you're walking along of. You could go off very, like, way off to the side if you're not careful. And I think Candace Owens is like an example of this. It's like once you allow hatred or something like this in your heart, and it disguises itself as almost a righteous indignation, a righteous hatred, a moral superiority that you're in the right. I think we all should almost take a step back every now and then and just check ourselves before we wreck ourselves. And I'm not trying to be lame when I'm saying that. I'm being serious. In any point, like, be open to criticism, open to your views being challenged. And I'm thinking always the next person. I don't think Candace is there. And I think Tucker is getting further and further away from it. I think he has a genuine inquisitiveness and curiosity. When people bring up because he's like, he's a Christian. He wants to follow the truth. He wants to go down the right way. And he asks his questions about Israel. But he has this snarky, sarcastic attitude that there's no way it's possible. And I think something is covering his eyes. Something is deceiving him and not letting him see it. And I don't know what it is. Because people, these heavy, big dog influencers are pushing people away. And just they're filling up the space. You want to say Jews run the media? It does not seem like that at all. It does not seem like that. If can be this uprising of such hatred and vitriol against Jewish people and against Israel, you think they're controlling and running everything? I think that the craziest thing that is most people have just been deceived into thinking that they're running everything. They think they're the boogeyman. Every big event that happens, the Jews are behind it. Everybody always thinks that. To me, it's hilarious. It's funny. It's interesting. It's entertaining. There's nothing more entertaining now. They are like kind of the focal point, the axiom, the hub that everything is going around right now, and everybody is aware of it. Every show Nick Fuentes does is Israel. I'm getting to that point almost myself because they're the most interesting thing out there. And also Candace Owens. She's extremely interesting. I think she is being controlled heavily by demonic activity. Heavily. There's not a question in my mind. You're gonna say that you're having charity and love in your heart when you just hate on people so vehemently. There's things that she used to say where she would almost criticize Nick Fuentes. Like, how could he talk like that as a Christian? I guess we can all go down that road. I think we should be all authentic as possible, but it's hard because I think the Satan, the prince of the power of the air who has the airwaves, he knows how to get even Christians off on wrong tracks. How to get Christians at each other's necks. Devouring each other, biting each other, consuming off of each other. And I think that Satan he's the master deceiver, and he wants to do that with all of God's people. But this issue about Israel is absolutely critical right now. It's getting bigger and bigger, especially as we're in war with them. And that some people think that Israel's evil and they don't want to align with them at all. Israel is going to become the superpower. We're a superpower now. We are the world power as the United States of America. Israel is going to be the superpower of biblical proportions. So it's the wisest thing possible if we are tethered to them. It is. And anybody that's against this, I'm not just trying to say things that talking points. This isn't talking points at all. This is the real deal. This is what I feel like in my heart, what I believe, and if you go to the Bible, these people that are going to the Bible and just rereading it and just almost throwing a canvas over it, and just to fit their own system of thought and their own creative narrative that they're just imposing upon the scriptures that don't at all align with what it actually says. You're having to just make things up out of thin air to think that Israel is not the center and focal point in the mission of the entire Bible. It's their word. It's their history. And we just think that we're just going to hijack it as Gentiles and run with it. And just, we go into delirium and delusional thinking that like it's an identity crisis. Identity, like we've lost touch with reality, thinking that we're the new Israel, that the church is the new Israel. And that's what that one lady that was on Tucker Carlson's show said the other day. I don't even know. She's almost like a white version of Candace Owens. That it seems like she's just trying to be as outspoken and bombastic as possible, saying the craziest shit out there. She is saying crazy stuff that it's just like this lack of understanding of the Bible itself, of the scriptures. And she's just almost like stepping in as a teacher herself and just saying nonsense. A very you're living in the shallow end of the pool, and you're not understanding what is actually going on, beginning to end. What's the front of the cover to the back of the cover of the Bible? Read it as God's unifying word. And just to come out of it and just make this idea up that God just created the nation of Israel, and then he just got tired of them. He wanted to do something else. There was absolutely no point at all with creating the nation of Israel, making a covenant with them, giving them all these laws, giving them all these promises. No, he did all that, got to the point where the actual Messiah came into the world, and then he's like, forget all that. I'm starting something new, completely new. Now, don't get me wrong. There is a newness, a massive, major newness with Jesus Christ that was not in the Old Testament. But just to completely revamp everything and make it completely new, has no continuity with the old, that makes no sense, and it's imposing upon the text something that is not there at all. And Tucker Carlson is doing this. Candace Owens is majorly I don't even know if Candace, if what she even really knows at all about the scriptures, about the Bible, because she just, this is what, this Roman Catholicism, it's just like they just tell you what to think, tell you what to believe, instead of actually understanding and know it yourself, because you're just told that these people that are out there, the priests, that they're dedicating their life to that, whatever they tell you goes. And there is validity to that. There is some validity to that. But if they're off, if they're wrong, and I think they are on some things, not everything, obviously not everything, but on a lot of things that they have kind of just made up, created themselves to fit the tradition that they've been born into, that has been going on for some years. But it's like when we get down to the brass tacks of the beginning of the connection with the New Testament, it gets so hazy and foggy, and you're just kind of pulling things out and creating things that aren't there at all. And I think a lot of people that are Roman Catholics, I go back and forth so much on this, because there's so much wisdom there with what the Catholics do, but then they're just off on a lot of things. And this aspect of Israel, and I know not all Catholics are like this, but the most ardent supporters, the most staunch supporters of Catholicism are going against Israel, are fighting against Israel, are breeding this and creating this anti-Semitic spirit that is out there. And I don't want to just say that lightly, but they are. And it is something that was at the root of Christianity. It was at the root, because when the Messiah, who was Jewish, and the apostles who were Jewish, when they all died off, they left it primarily to a Gentile audience, and the Gentiles ran with it. And then there was this hostility between Jew and Gentile, and it's just got It got crazy more divisive as the years went on. So, I mean, this is the hub. This is the issue that I'm most concerned about. We can talk about politics all day long. We can talk about these things happening like in world, these world affairs that are happening. We're in war right now. There's a time for war. There's a time for peace. We're in war. And whether you are opposed to it or not, we're there. And to be a person that's just going to rip on America for being there and just say you want the other side to win, that you don't stand with our troops, with our own people, our own red, white, and blue, that seems very unpatriotic. We're in the foxhole right now. We're in war. We're in battle. So I think as much as possible, we need to be not saying that we're losing the war like Candace Owens was doing. I heard her saying that. It sounded like she was saying we're losing the war, just kind of just throwing those things out there and just making things up as she went along. And it just is not, it's not a, whether you don't like what we're doing with Israel, it's not even just a patriotic American thing to do. That's how my feeling over it. So I think as we get further and further along, the divide is happening. People are going one way or the other. And I would just really search in your heart of hearts, question, are you on the right side of this? Do you want to be on the side that is opposing Israel, that is opposing Jewish people as we get closer to either our grave or as we get closer to the coming of the Lord? Which side do you want to be on? And I would highly encourage anyone hearing this to stand with Israel, to support Israel, even though they're not perfect. And I'm going to give a very crass, crude analogy right now. And it's not to say I'm not equating what I'm saying to Israel. But I'm just saying, like, say you have a father, and your father's not, you don't, or any, a parent. Whatever. I'm going to go with the father. You have a father, and he's a terrible person. He does the most awful things imaginable. Or I don't even know. He's a fill in the blank. And it doesn't matter whether you dislike him, you can't stand him, you just believe everything he's doing is wrong. He's still your father. And I think this is in this analogy, this goes with Israel. They have been given a calling, an election that is not reversible, that is not revocable. And that's what it says explicitly in the Bible. So whether you hate it or not, whether you think that they're doing the most heinous things imaginable, that's why we should try to encourage and correct them if we can. If we think they're doing something wrong, but to just completely turn our back on him, you're turning your back on the nation that is the apple of God's eye. That is that all this is about. And we're just getting to be a part of it, and you're not recognizing their place. It doesn't matter how much you think that they're doing evil things. They are who they are. They are who we thought they were, as the Dennis Green would say for the Vikings. All right. We'll leave it at that. Let me know if you think I'm on track, or what your point of view is. What narrative are you buying in, or do you stand with Israel? Are you opposed? Are you where are you at on the spectrum? All right, we'll leave it at that. Follow me on X and Instagram at Brandon Vogel, and have a great week ahead. See you guys.